Hi Virgo, welcome to your end of June 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. Shuffling the cards. Wow, I was just thinking about some of these cards today, and I was thinking, what are some of my favorite cards? Well, you know, it's funny. You have a great reading. I mean, a great spread here, Virgo, but you may be apprehensive about something financially. It's like maybe you don't trust your success. And I could see a Virgo person. I have the moon in Virgo. I can see a Virgo people kind of like overthinking things, being overly analytical, poking holes in their own success. Because this is the heart of the matter, which is a card of, victory. Now, there's a sense of self-mastery with this card that's, in this deck, I don't think they show horses. These are Sphinx. My other deck, I think, shows more of that, holding on to the reins of the horse. The idea of sometimes when you succeed, it really takes a lot of focus, a lot of concentration to get there. And that sometimes it's not just about, oh, I won something, but just like against all odds. The Chariot card is a very positive card. It's connected to the sign of Cancer, actually. And, of course, as we go further along towards the end of this month, we're going to have the Sun entering Cancer. And for you, Cancer is your 11th house of hopes and wishes. So, and this is where your solar eclipse is going to be in early July. So there may be something that you have wanted to accomplish or to come to pass that will do so. But sometimes people overthink things, or they don't feel that they're worthy of them. That might even be the bigger part of this. In the past position, we have the Four of Pentacles. This can be somebody who is a wise money manager, which I think Virgos will tend to be quite frugal and, like sensible. Not the types to really kind of be extravagant, but if you look at the person, they're kind of holding on too tight, perhaps in some cases, with the money. And that can be, that all depends on the circumstance. For instance, if somebody has started their own business and they refuse to buy a certain amount of supplies because they don't want to have to put out too much money, or they don't want to pay for advertising. That could kind of like, it doesn't mean that they won't have a successful business, but it could kind of like delay their success. Now, the Chariot is a sign of success. So this, unless it's that you're really wanting it and you're pursuing it, I suppose there's that. But I think that maybe you have already achieved it by now. And maybe part of that was because you were able to handle your money so well and not squander your resources. The higher message is the Five of Wands. I don't know why I keep saying Wands instead of Pentacles. And this Pamela Coleman Smith from the Rider-Waite deck, it doesn't get much better than that in really describing this card. Now you can see two people. One is on crutches, the other one is they're both wearing kind of rags. They're not looking at that stained glass window. They're not looking at the church. They're kind of like lost in their own misery, and it's on the material level. You know, the pentacles relate to money, but it can relate to all kinds of things, your assets, or even your body. And, you know, of course, they show this person who's on crutches. So it can be about this is kind of the spiritual message, so it's not going to be the literal definition. It's going to be more on the level of symbolic, but I mean a spiritual symbolism. And this would be somebody who has poverty consciousness or lack consciousness. Going back to that Four of Pentacles, this tendency to kind of maybe worry too much about money, hold on to it too tightly, and not allow it to circulate enough. Resistance creates... a form of resistance can be, you know, holding on to something with dear life, because you think if you don't hold on to it, it's just going to slip through your fingers. You have to be willing to, you know, sometimes they say it takes money to make money. And sometimes you do have to invest in something in order to make more money. But also, you have to let go of this idea of not being worthy of wealth, of prosperity. And that is an inside job. And that's going to be, when I say wealth, it's all relative. If you're somebody who is used to making 4 figures, it could be making 5 figures. You know? I mean, seriously, we really are all at different financial levels, and just kind of going to the next rung on the ladder can be quite a sense of improvement. And yet, I go back to that Chariot card in the middle. It's like success is at hand. And you know, it's interesting because we have the Sun card, which is a card that is associated with success too, but it's in the challenge position, which, because the Sun card is such a positive card, it doesn't mean that it's going to be negated. It means that there may be some partial success, some things that are working, but it hasn't fully arrived yet. But that's okay, because you have something to go on. And if you are haunted by maybe a childhood where there was scarcity, and you are a full-grown adult who still thinks in those terms and is afraid of the other shoe dropping, even if good things happen, you're afraid that the other shoe's going to drop. The Sun card in the challenge position may mean that you need more confidence, and it doesn't mean that you can't get there, though. It just means that perhaps you're getting used to this new winning, you know. And it sounds kind of silly, it sounds kind of absurd, but I really believe that this is true for many, many people. I know I experienced this as well when I started to do this, is that it's something that, I mean, and you know, there's going to be, it can even be on a small scale, it doesn't have to be like something grandiose. When you are not used to receiving compliments, when you're not used to having people say good things to you, you're going to either question it or feel very uncomfortable with it. So you have to make a decision, Virgo, that you're going to look at yourself, and you're going to see, because when you rise to the occasion, as you seem to have been doing, you might have to talk back to those voices in your head that are telling you this is some kind of a fluke. You know, who knows what's about to happen, and really embrace the good. Embrace your good that has come your way, your good fortune. What is coming in is the Star card. This is a card connected to healing. Well, the sun is actually connected to healing too, but looks like it was getting blurry there for some reason. I didn't even touch it. The Star card to me indicates that somebody has come out of something that may have been very challenging for quite a while, and that they must, and that they have a sense of their faith being restored in the goodness of people and the goodness of life. And so I used to say, oh, that's nice, you know, this person, maybe they're going to have their dreams come true. But I'm also looking at it now from where you have been. And the wonderful thing is when you can come from a difficult time and then have that sense of good stuff coming your way, because you really appreciate it. You know what it's like. You know that contrast. You know what it's like to be on the other side of things. And you're so happy to be there that you are, you're just kind of ecstatic. And it puts your faith back in mankind, you know, that sense of like, there are good people, it's not what I thought it was, and you can feel that sense of, I would call it like an upliftment. This can also be that somebody who is a loved one, but who has crossed over, is guiding you, or maybe you're connecting with spirit guides or something, and so there's more of that intuitive knowing, or you know, through one of these entities that, or maybe more than one, that is helping you to make the right choices and to advise you, guide you, and kind of like spur you on even. The outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of assessing your investment. And so, yeah, I mean, that's really how I feel too, is that sometimes people, and I really believe that Virgo is perfect for this card, the Seven of Pentacles, because you tend to be somewhat cautious, in my estimation, based on, you know, having the moon in Virgo. And kind of analyzing a situation, and if this is a work situation like your own business that you have started, saying, you know, is this really, you know, how much money have I sunk into this? Am I getting the proper profit? Because there's a lot of money energy with this. Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, and Seven of Pentacles. And it's like the Five of Pentacles is more of that spiritual symbolism than actually what's going on in the here and now. The Four and Seven of Pentacles are what's going on right now. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it may be that you are really kind of taking stock in all the things that you have done, maybe to get a business going. And how has it been working out for you? What, you know, do you feel like there's growth? Seven of Pentacles is a farmer's card, so it's like waiting for the harvest. And from personal experience, this is the crucial time, because you plant the seeds. And if they don't sprout when you think, or they seem to be sprouting, but it seems like it's very minor growth, it can be very tempting to throw in the towel. but you can't do that. So I think that you know you're onto something, Virgo. And, you know, the Sun card in the challenge position indicates that perhaps it's just like premature and you're seeing that taste of success, but you're going to, you know, see it blossom later on. And again, because of that solar eclipse, you know, Sun solar, in Cancer, maybe that'll be the time, and that's the official date of that is July 2nd, but that's not necessarily when it will manifest for you. So to be continued, I guess. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. My website is rainamoonastrology.com. Take care. Bye.